Podcasts used to be for nerds, but last fall's debut of Serial, which explored the 1999 murder of a Baltimore teen, catapulted podcasts into the mainstream. Serial has become the most downloaded podcast in iTunes history. Its success may prove to be a game changer for journalism and storytelling. KPBS is watching closely and wants to get in on the act. John Decker, Director of Programming at KPBS, is here in the studio with me. John, welcome.
Thanks.
Before we launch into KPBS's plans, let's talk about podcasts. As you know, Serial was a spin-off of This American Life. What made it so wildly popular with listeners?
Well, you know, first of all, because it was really good, there was a confluence of circumstances. I mean, Serial came from This American Life, one of the most popular public radio shows around. It was an incredible story to hear all the way through the months and the episodes that they released. It was an incredible story. And people, I think that mostly it's the audience. People are more and more understanding how they can consume audio when they want to, where they want to, and that's what podcasts really allow people to do. So you've got an audience that really wanted it, a terrific show with great content, and then of course there's smartphones and people are able to do that. So it just, a lot of things came together, and it was magic. It was magic seeing.
Now, some public radio heavyweights have left to work on podcasts. Does the type of storytelling that you find on podcasts, which are long form and casual in tone, pose a threat to public radio?
No, not at all. If anything, that's the sort of interview style and that's sort of the genre that public radio has owned for years. If anything, what it does is it allows us to sort of expand the reach and to develop new talent. See, we don't see it as a competition per se. We see it as a way just to expand sort of the public radio way of sharing stories or of public service or, you know, sharing news. It's not really a threat because, let's face it, something like Serial probably wouldn't exist very well on the radio anyway, because of the way that she was telling the story over those episodes. So no, the answer is no, I don't think so. I see it as you know, a way to expand things for us.
So KPBS wants to basically build on this podcast trend and is soliciting ideas from the public. Tell me about the project.
Sure. KPBS Explore is a content curation project that we've had in place now for 3 or 4 years. Primarily over the past 3 or 4 years, we've been focusing on television. We've launched A Growing Passion, Savor San Diego, Animal R&R, Snapshot, a number of really terrific TV shows, and they've come all from ideas, suggestions, proposals sent into our call for ideas. This year we're going to pivot to podcasts to take advantage of what's happening out there with the interest and the popularity of podcasts. So people have until May 15th. They can go to kpbs.org/explore, read the directions, give us their ideas. At the end of the process, we're going to pick at least 3 that we'll help produce, that we can help, you know, get off the ground, and see what happens. I'm really excited about it. I've been very, very, very pleased with the level of content, the level of ideas that come from San Diegans, and that's what this is about. We want to capture the excitement and be able to deliver on our mission too as an organization for public service.
So what kind of content are you seeking? What types of stories do you hope that people bring to the table?
Wow, well that's the exciting thing. I hope they're good, which is not a very good answer to give, I don't think. But what I'm hoping for is, you know, some personal stories. I don't know that we'll get something at the level of Serial, because that was very highly produced and it was a big story. But I'm hoping for personal stories. I'm hoping for people that we've never met before, some diversity of ideas and perspectives that can be brought to the table. We're really looking for people who can engage an audience and tell a story. Beyond that, I'm not going to micromanage what the content is, other than to say it has to be about San Diego. We're really looking for something to tell more of the San Diego stories in a very meaningful sort of way. And you know, we have a lot more directions and information on the website too, so people can always go there and just read them, and they can drop me a line if they've got questions too.
Now, the majority of podcast listeners tend to be under 30. Do you have an idea of what kind of target audience you're looking for?
Yeah, we're looking for those people who are most likely to consume podcasts. I would also say that there's a lot of, if you will, older people who consume podcasts as well. I mean, the older generation are more and more getting in tune with how they can consume the content they want. Here at KPBS, as you know, we've been podcasting for over 10 years, and our audience is finding ways to consume that. We are going to find people who want to consume this content, whether they're old or young, but what they really want is good, high-quality storytelling, smart people, and really engaging content, and they're going to find it through KPBS.
We're going to close it there. John Decker, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, Amita.